Hey there! Welcome everybody! With this video, I am continuing on with my art tour. I am covering all the artwork I've done over the past 15 years or so. So if you want to check out all the other parts I have for the art tour, you may. I'll leave a little link in the description or a little card in the corner. Check that out if you like. Now for this specific video, I am going to go over everything I did in my life drawing class. And that would be around 2013, I believe. So everything I did in my life drawing class during my art major, we're going to go over right now. So let me move this little guy out of the way. Boop. And since this is life drawing, and we draw nude models in life drawing, there's going to be some nudity in here. Nothing explicit, but there will be some naked people. So if you don't like that, probably should skip this one. There'll also be a little bit of gore in here at the very end, because I'm a big weirdo and I draw weird things. So if you don't like that, you should probably skip this one as well. Yeah. So I'm going to zoom out. And we're going to get right into it. So we're going to go over, I don't think this is all of my figure studies. I think I threw away a lot of the really quick ones. I only kept the ones that I really liked. And then I have more detailed figure studies in here, and then I have some other stuff in here that we'll go over. And I would also like to point out this is a nice, what's the word? Counterpart to one of my previous videos where I go over my intro to drawing stuff. This intro to drawing would be 2 years before this stuff, and I did figure drawing in that class. And oh boy, those figure drawings were garbage. So we're gonna see if these drawings are any better or if they're still garbage. Let's go. So basic figured sketches. Going to go over the newsprint ones first because they're the most basic and they're the quickest. Probably not much to say about these. I have a butt there. Lovely. Anything on the back of this one? Nope. And this one's upside down. Now, when I took life drawing, I was pretty intimidated by it because I knew that I was awful in regards to anatomy, so I was kind of a little scared, just a little scared, taking life drawing. And it was hell for multiple reasons. One being that, God, are all these upside down? Hold that thought. Are these all upside down? Yeah. Alright, like I said, it was hell for a couple reasons. One being that I didn't feel like I was all that good at it, and I got frustrated because of that, because in my dumb brain, I have to be perfect at everything I do, and if I'm not, then I'm an utter failure, and then I just give up and freak out. And then another reason why the class was hell is because I swear I think I have an adult ADD, because my God, I could not pay attention to that class to save my life. It didn't help that that class was 3 hours long. So I was sitting there on these really terrible, uncomfortable wooden chairs for 3 hours. And my ass hurt, and I couldn't pay attention, and then I would get frustrated because I couldn't do the pose, and then I would just even lose my attention. I would find it more difficult to pay attention even more. I also find it very difficult to speak words right now. So yeah, I appreciate the class. I feel like it did help me get a little bit better at anatomy and how to sketch quickly by doing quick gesture drawings. I talked about gesture drawings in previous videos. For anyone who doesn't know, gesture drawings are usually just getting the pose down really quickly in about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe even less than 30 seconds. was all about just getting the form on the paper and not really worrying about details. So I feel like those exercises helped me a lot from this class. Didn't help that adult ADD though. Yeah, not much to say about these quick gesture drawings in particular. I'll have more to talk about in other drawings later on. But yeah, I do have to say, when I was looking through these earlier myself and comparing them to the stuff I did in Intro to Drawing, I certainly got a lot better in those 2 years this would have been. See, I like this one for the most part. Like, I really like how I did her leg right there. Like, I think I got the perspective pretty nice. But her head, man. I fucked up that head real bad. It's way too small. Way too small. Everything else is alright. It's just the head, man. It's scary. That's all for the newsprint. Now we're getting into the longer form poses that were probably around 15 minutes to like the whole 3 hours. And I got a lot of these to show. Probably won't have a whole lot to talk about until it starts getting weird. It's gonna start getting weird. But for right now, it's just basic poses. I'll zoom in a little bit more. We had 4 different models in life drawing. 2 guys, 2 girls. See, some of these aren't too bad. Some of them are terrible. And some of them I even remember how frustrated I got with them. And you can tell when I start getting frustrated because, like I said, it gets weird. Oh god, this one was really bad. I could not get this one, if you can see. Let's see. I tried to do her 3 different times. I ended up erasing the first 2, and I got to the 3rd one. I think I was having a big problem with their legs, because their legs look a little too long. Up here looks alright. But yeah, I started getting really frustrated for this one in particular. Oh, there's stuff on the back of this one. And then I started drawing cats. Because why not? I actually really like this cat that I drew. There they are. There it is. Wow, this one was super cute. Let me make sure there's nothing on the back of the other ones we looked at. Oh. Okay, there is something on the back of this one. I don't think there is on the other one. Okay, so it's just this one that we missed. More butts, because I like butts. Yeah, I'm just going with that. I like butts, I'm not ashamed. Anyway. And there's stuff on the back of this one. This one's a little bit better. She actually has a face in this one. Huh. But still, her legs are very strange. I've always had a problem drawing legs. I'm not entirely sure why. I think her legs are a little too long. Either that or her knees are too far down. I actually do like her face though. Not too bad. Yeah. Ooh, that was loud. Alright, next one. I remember for this drawing, I yelled at my professor because I was starting to do all the details on the feet. I actually like that foot. It's a nice foot, and he's like, well, your form is all, said my form was too straight, especially the backbone and stuff like that. I didn't get all the, proper curves in the body. I was just like, yeah. Yep. I don't think I had much of a response to that. I totally understand what he was saying, though. I don't know why. I've always had a problem with that. I can get pretty good with values and getting shape and form using values, but when it comes to drafting out a pose like this, don't know, I could just never get it. Not sure why. Maybe it's just a failing of my dumb brain, who knows. Alright, so this is the start of me getting a little frustrated. Instead of drawing the whole pose, which I couldn't do, I would just draw pieces of the form. So I drew this lady's chest. I guess more, I drew her torso, because everything's there. It's kind of hard to see, since this drawing's so big. She also has no nipples. Guess I just got lazy, didn't feel like drawing those. And then you can see where I got frustrated with this pose. Just decided to draw a test because, you know what? At least I'm drawing something. It might not be the whole pose, but yeah, whatever. And this is around the time things will get a little weird. Not too weird just yet. I started zooming in a little more. There's a foot. And then, oop, hitting the mic. I'm very sorry. And then a leg. With no foot. And here's where I go a little insane. So I got frustrated with this pose. This is what I did first. This pose. I couldn't get it down. It looked... See, a lot of the time with my artwork, especially when I'm drawing people, I feel like everything I draw is flat and lifeless, and it's frustrating, and I felt that a lot in this class, even though that was a few years ago. I still feel that sometimes. So yeah, this is a cluttered mess. I got a leg here, and I did some detail on. I got another foot. You know, my feet aren't half bad for this. This is, in the background, you can barely see, but this is actually the model's chest. So it's the upper half, and then we got the neck here. You can barely tell, but he has a stump for a neck, and it's gushing blood. Like I said, it's gonna get a little weird. Very weird. So this is the beginning of the end, and I also have this duck. I think it's a duck. I don't know. Did I draw that? I don't know. I don't remember. We got this lady's face. While I was drawing it, I was horrified of it. I was like, oh no, this is so bad. It's alright. Her eyes are just a little too close together. Yeah. Oh yeah, her eyes are way too close together there. Nothing on the back. So more frustrated drawings. This is just the torso of someone that's not even finished. And we got this neck. No blood in this neck. There's no weird beheaded stump. It's just not finished. And here's a frustrated torso that I erased, and my professor actually started drawing on there for me. So that's a nice leg. Not a leg I drew. Certainly not. So now we're back to some weird stuff. Here's another model. It's a torso, and I don't know if anybody's ever watched Bleach, but the around cars have holes in their torsos in various places of their torso. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna draw that on this guy, cause fuck it, why not? So I drew a gaping hole in his abdomen. And I know some of the models actually saw the drawings I made of them. I wonder what they thought of me. They probably thought I was a weirdo. And they would have been right. And I started to mess around with red lead in the class for a little bit. I had fun with it. Something else to occupy my brain. So this is the upper torso of one of the female models. Oh, here's another weird one. So there's the pose in the background. Well, it's what I drew first. Then I got frustrated. And then what's all on here? Gosh, I can barely tell what's on here because so many drawings overlap with each other. Well, I know this is her upper half, and there's her weird stump neck with blood exploding from it. I'm not sure what this part right here is. It looks like it should be her leg, I think. Yeah, this should be her leg, because I think right over here is her hand. There's her leg, her thigh, and then her shin. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff overlapping on this one. So there's the pose that she was doing right there. And then this thing on this side is her lower half. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna put her upper half on there, so I just chopped her in half. Well, like I said, I meant it when I liked some of these. I kind of like how they all overlap and stuff. They all kind of make their own piece. We got a foot down here. That is a foot, I promise. And then on the other side, it's a bit bigger, but it's her upper half. So I drew an enlarged version of her upper half. So there's her chest, stomach, arm, hand, and then over here I just drew her lower half. And nothing on the back of that. So no red lead on this one. Just our upper half, one of the male models, and got a stump for a neck. I definitely know this guy saw my stuff. Because he used to, on break, he used to eat his lunch at the table behind where I was sitting. So I know damn well he saw this stuff. And I was just like, oh no. Awkward. And again, with this lady, I drew her lower half. And I drew her upper half here. She was crossing her arms over her chest. So I drew that. Her boobs and then her arms. And there's her nose. I think that's her neck. It's not gushing blood though. But this is. It gets a little crazy. Oh, well, there's the original pose. There's a face. I actually kind of like this face. Didn't like her eye, apparently, but yeah. And the pose. And that duck's back. Apparently, I'm assuming I drew that other duck then, since he shows up again. There's another foot. And here's another foot. So I got 2 feet. And then this mess on this side is just her upper torso. So her chest. I think her arm's right here. And I didn't even bother drawing the neck this time. It just looks like someone chewed her head off there. I'm completely sane. Like I said in the video before this with my weird, creepy, gory chibi paintings that I did, I'm sane. I promise. Nothing's wrong with me. Nothing. Why would you ever think that? Okay, so this one's not a complete mess, so we can actually figure out what this is. So there's her pose. There's her upper half and her stumpy neck exploding. And this one's interesting. This is just literally her thighs and her stomach. Yep. And I think that's it for creepy classwork, at least. When we get to the homework assignments I did outside of class, then we're gonna get weird again. Yeah, I think these are some of the nicer ones I did, where I actually took my time and tried to actually focus on the pose itself. This one, again, one of the female models, is her back. Now for these, I was trying to focus on getting the shadows, the value patterns on her back. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. And I was using lead pencil for that. Lead pencil's good. I usually like using it for like smaller, detailed pencil work, but with stuff that's larger like this, especially when I have a limited amount of time, it's not really good for it. And I remember my professor saying that You know, you're getting the value pattern down, but the lead pencil, since it's so small, is really hindering you because you can't really fill in large blocks of value quickly with it. And he was right. I could not. And then he recommended, like, you should take one of those, like, graphite crayons that are really big and you can cover large areas at once. And I'm like, I have those in my pencil case. Why didn't I think about using them? Honestly, I don't even think I did at all. No, I didn't. Not for any of these. It's like, oh, well, it would have been nice if I thought about that earlier. Probably would have had an easier time. Alright, so I'll flip this around. There's her head, her shoulders, and then the rest of her back. There's her arm. There's her other arm. And here's the other female model. I guess I was behind them for these two. Oh, I know what I did. I think I moved around the room to get a different viewpoint. Yeah. Just the same thing. Her head, her shoulders. Still using the lead pencil, so I really wasn't able to get the shapes properly because I was using something really small that does not work well with something that is supposed to be very big when I have a limited amount of time. For these next couple, I actually decided to, you know, suck it up and do the whole pose and start focusing on finishing it and starting to get some detail in there. My professor really liked these. Ooh, look how dirty my hands are. Gross. Oh, okay, so my professor really liked these. I, on the other hand, I'm not too sure about them because I see some the same anatomy problems I was having. And I'll get a little closer up on her. So now you can see one of the models, you know, for real, not with their head chopped off. Ha. Obviously I didn't finish the whole thing. I couldn't get detail on the feet. So like I said, I had a limited amount of time. I don't know if this might have been one of the 3-hour poses. Maybe not, no. It's definitely one of the longer ones. For the most part, I kind of like this one, but again, her legs seem strange to me. And then her shoulders seem a little too, I don't know, small? Or not positioned properly. I don't know, I can't really confirm that since, you know, I don't have the model to look at anymore. But there are some things that still seem very off to me. Here's the same lady again. She's sitting down this time. Again, there's just some things about this that I'm just like, ugh. I mean, I like the detail I got. I think that looks nice, but like the base, like the basic form, I just, oh, that hand there looks a little weird. That one resting on her leg, yeah, a little strange. Okay, there's two more. So there's 2 on this paper, so 2 more class drawings, and then we're gonna start getting into the homework, which is gonna be very different in terms of how much detail I put in it and effort I put into it. I'll talk about why later. There's this lady standing up. I decided to draw the little Rancor hole in her torso again because why not? Not as much detail on her. Again, there's parts that I was very frustrated with. I think her torso might be a little too long. And then we have this one. I like her face. I like her face quite a bit. Though, I'm not sure about everything else. Seems like her torso is too long again. I don't know, maybe this lady had a really long torso. But I doubt it. It's probably just my shitty drawing skills is why she has a long torso, not the other way around. Well, there's that one. And now we're gonna get into the homework assignments that we did. And you're gonna notice a big difference with this stuff, especially with the amount of detail I put in here. So this one and the next three drawings are all, we had a copy of photo for them. As you can see, I'm a little bit better at copying photos than I am rendering a 3D form, drawing from real life. And I don't know, maybe there could be a couple reasons for this. One of them being that when I was younger, when I started to draw, I would start copying two-dimensional images, and I did that for years, and that's all I was used to. I never bothered drawing from real life. And the second reason why I had a lot easier time with it, because I wasn't in class. I was at home, so there was far less distractions, for me anyway, at home than there was with other people around me. Because with other people around me in class, I'm just gonna get frustrated, and when I get frustrated, instead of, trying to push through, I would talk to people around me and then waste time doing that. And then I would lose my concentration, and then I would draw a whole bunch of garbage on the paper like we saw earlier. There's a couple reasons why. These next three in particular are going to be a little bit better than the other stuff we've seen. So I'll actually start talking about the drawings themselves instead of rambling on. There was a set of images from Leonardo da Vinci that was provided for us, and we had to pick one of them to draw for this one. And I picked this one. And I really focused on getting all the details in there and the form, all the values in there, and I did a little bit of blending, but most of this is done with just hatch marks. You see a lot more detail and effort went into these. I actually didn't lose my focus and draw a whole bunch of cats on the paper. I actually drew what I was supposed to. I think this one's alright for the most part. He has a very nice booty. Look at that ass. It's a very big ass. Very nice. All cringy jokes aside, though. There's still a eraser on here? Okay. Again, I think these are all hatch marks that I use to build up the values. I think that goes for all of them. In this little homework assignment I did. For the most part, I think I like this one. Now, if I remember correctly, the reference image for this one in particular was a little strange, anatomically wise. So I don't think this was all on me. I don't have the original reference anymore, but I do remember it looking a little odd. Especially that butt. He's a nice butt, but it's very big. Though I think maybe his head, I might have drawn the head a little too small. I don't know. No, is it this one I have a problem with? No, it's the next one I have a big problem with. This one's not too bad. This one's the back of a figure. Obviously they don't have skin anymore. This is just getting the details of the muscles and all that stuff, and some bone that sticks out. And he has a little mustache. You can see it. A little mustache. A mustache. Mustache. I don't remember, did I draw that mustache? Or did someone else draw the mustache? I don't remember. I think his feet. His nice feet. I think I did a decent job on the feet there. Hands are nice too. And again, got a nice ass. Maybe the shoulders are a little weird. Maybe a little too slouched. I don't know. Or maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, now this one I have a big problem with. I know my professor really liked these drawings. He's like, oh, look at all the detail and value you got and all that stuff. And whoop, hit my mic. Sorry. He's like, look at all that nice detail you got. I'm like, yeah, but I still see some problems here. Like, I don't know. I think the torso is too long on this one. Like every time I look at it, I'm just like, torso's a little weird. Especially like around here, it seems way too elongated. Apparently my professor didn't have a problem with it. But I sure do. Yeah, even in the camera it looks a little too big. A little too long, excuse me. I don't think the legs, I think the legs are good. I don't screw up the legs. Unlike the other class assignments we looked at where I thought the legs were awful 90% of the time. You got nice feet. Did a good job on those feet. Very nice feetsies. The hand might be a little too small though. Yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna get really different. This is still part of life drawing, but these next ones are actually gonna be paintings. I was able to do paintings in life drawing. So yeah, next ones are paintings. Yeah, some of them are a little strange, some of them are a little gory, so there's some nudity and some gore in here. Zoom out. So again, if you don't like that stuff, probably should skedaddle. Although nothing too bad here. Nothing explicit or anything like that. And I think these next 2, 3 maybe are self-portraits. Or most of them are. I think almost all of them are. Either self-portraits or photos I took of myself and then I just painted them. There's this one. I didn't actually finish it. I think I finished the form, but I didn't get to finish the background with the eyes in it. Close up, those are eyes. I didn't get the amount of detail I wanted to on the eyes because I ran out of time. And again, these are homeworks. I did these all at home. I think I might have been at my mother's house when I did this one. For the most part, I do like this one. I just think I got a little too crazy on the texture, like on the face, because it kind of hides some of the details in there. And then, where I had the torso cut off at the bottom, I don't really like that. I actually, if I were ever to do this one again, I would just have this, I would have the torso fade into blackness, rather than have this here. I just think that this distracts from everything up here. And obviously, if I did redo it, I'd finish the eyes. Because I try to add some details into the eyes here. But I just ran out of time, so I didn't get to finish them. But it was finished enough for class, so I guess that all that matters in the end. And next one. Another self-portrait. We were supposed to base this on another artist style. Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember the artist that I based this off of. I know I did creepy stuff like this. That's why I liked them, because I like creepy stuff. I liked creepy stuff like back then, and I still do now. Even though the majority of the artwork I make now for YouTube, none of it's creepy. I really want to do some creepy art again though, but a lot of this stuff takes a little bit longer, and the more simplistic, cutesy stuff is more conducive for a YouTube video because it takes less time. So, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get back to it. We'll see. I did for a while burn out on the creepy, gory artwork because I did it a lot. I did it for years in college. And then after a while, I'm just like, ugh, this isn't doing it for me anymore. So I did this creepy green, almost zombie-like, but not really. And I have no irises or pupils in my eyes because why not? And I have roses growing out of my mouth and everywhere else. And now we're getting to the gore and nudity. How great. There's only one of these, so I'm not gonna traumatize you too much. Yeah, only one like this. So this also harkens back to the stuff I did in class, where I like took off limbs and their heads and chopped their torsos in half and had blood everywhere. All the blood everywhere. I had a thing for that. I still kind of do, but I don't draw or paint that stuff anymore. Anyway, I'll get a little close up on this. Not much for me to say with this one. Oh, I forgot to say, all these that I'm showing right now are ink paintings. So the last two I showed were ink paintings as well. Oh, look! More eyeballs out of skulls and eyeless people. So in the previous video I did for this with my advanced painting stuff, there was a running theme of eyeless people holding their eyeballs. I had a thing for that. A thing for a lot of weird things. Things. Lots of things. All the things. These next three, yeah, the next three are part of a series I did. I think this is my final project for life drawing. So here, a little close up on this. Spoopy. Now when I took the reference picture for this one, I'm pretty sure the stand-in I had for the eyes were cotton balls, so I can get them look squishy like that. I think the cotton ball idea looked pretty well because the eyes look pretty naturalistic. They look squishy like they're supposed to. I really like how I ended up drawing the hands. They actually look decent. They don't look like garbage. And then we got some eyeballs. So I was running out of time. This is the end of the semester and I had final projects to do for like all of my art classes. And then I was a double major, so I had research projects and papers to finish, and I also had the theater art stuff I was doing because I was a theater minor. So I had all that crap to do too at the end of the semester. I wonder why I had such problems during college, because I gave myself way too much work and I had so much shit to do around the end of the semester and around midterms. They were hell for me because I had like 1,000 different things to do and a whole bunch of different classes that all mattered because 2 of them were my major and 1 was my minor, and my minor might as well have been another major how much work I put into it. Anyway, so I had to do something quick. It's a quick eyeball. I don't like it, especially the blood dripping down. It looks very cartoony. It doesn't look real at all. Like, why is it coming out of the center like that? It doesn't look like it's, it looks like I don't know, a red noodle or something coming out of the eyeball. It doesn't look like it's actually a liquid. So yeah, there goes the eyeball, and then we got mouth, dripping blood, because I like that blood everywhere. So we got a smirk. Can we see the smirk? Hold it like this. Yeah, bit of a smirk there. Blood dripping down. I think when I took this reference picture, I was actually spitting some stuff out. Pretty sure I was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for life drawing. I don't think there's anything else hiding. Oh! There is one more thing hiding. I see it at the corner of my eye. One last painting to go over for life drawing. So I'll be right back. So, this is the last thing I have for life drawing, and it is something special. If you can't tell, it's a slit throat. Yeah. Got some nice texture on there. Don't worry, we'll close up on that in a moment. So I got green figure, and then I have the deep red wound. Look at that. Look at that texture. So I think into this texture I built up some gesso. So I molded it up, make this texture, and then I painted it, and then I think I went over it with a gloss varnish probably to make it shiny like this. This painting's alright. Honestly, these don't match up very well. They don't look like... The wound doesn't look like it's actually on the neck. It doesn't look real. Probably for the best. But, I don't know, they don't really mesh well together, to me at least. It might be a little too long, too, now that I look at it. I don't know. Maybe just overly judgmental of my stuff. Oh, I kind of like what I did down here. So I painted all this solidly for the most part, and then down here I let the green drip. So the red and the green drip into each other at the bottom here. I kind of like that a lot. But up here, I'm not sure if it works. Whoop. Keep kicking my desks. Alright, well, that's enough of this one. I'll be back in a moment. I hope you enjoyed that painting. So I figured I'd end this off with this fabulous behind. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't too cringe, for lack of a better word. I don't know, I had a fun time recording this one. If you're interested in any previous parts I've done in my art tour, I'll have a playlist linked in the description, and I probably threw a card in here at one point. And for the rest of the art tour, I only have one more thing to cover. Boop. I have to cover all the stuff I did in my fabric art class. So that's going to be artwork done with fabric, obviously, so it's going to be textiles and stuff of that nature. It's going to be a lot different than everything else I've shown. Well, not completely different, but a little different. So we'll get to that in the next video. That should be, it might be the next one I upload after this one. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. And anyway, hope you enjoyed Mr. Booty over here and everything else. And like, comment, and subscribe if you like, or not. Probably shouldn't. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Who knows what it'll be? Who knows what it will be? We'll see. So, toodles. Bye.